Number 2. Our experts argued television only traveled a path blazed by this gadget. Radio. It was the first modern mass medium with the power to influence millions of people. Radio has stayed relevant and refuses to fade into history.
Radio is an astonishing, powerful gadget.
For the very first time, you could get a report of something happening on the other side of the planet. That for the first time, the planet was a complete circle.
Radio introduces this huge culture that never stops, that's available at the flip of a switch. That changed the nature of the American home in really significant and profound ways.
But radio didn't start out as entertainment. Shortwave radio technology was first used for ship-to-shore communications and by the military in World War I.
Their main use at the time was for long-distance communications, and one of the main functions there was to communicate with espionage agents, to deliver them instructions remotely and securely.
Speaking to the American people.
During the Depression, President Franklin Roosevelt used a series of radio broadcasts called fireside chats to reassure the nation.
They were a genius political move because they allowed the president to take advantage of a technology and make it seem as if he had a personal connection to all the citizens in the country.
I mean, the real story here is, I think, the Nazi regime. He was able to use the radio to convince an entire nation to rise up and try to conquer the entire world. You want to talk about impact on history? You got it.
Despite the advent of television and the internet, radio has held its influence. More than 236 million people still listen every week.
The reason the radio is still relevant is that the car still retains such an importance. And if you look at the audiences for radio shows, they're actually quite huge. They're bigger than television.
Love them or hate them, nobody has a wider reach than radio juggernauts Rush Limbaugh and Howard Stern. Combined, they're heard by nearly 25 million people each week. And like Roosevelt, they use radio to influence their audiences and sway opinion.